welcome to Florida, where it gets below 50 degrees sometimes in the winter. Sometimes. Sometimes we have to wear more than one layer. And we can't wear flip-flops anymore.
Oh no!
So, yeah. What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I want to kind of do something different. I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions that you sent me on IG. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it is Not That Sam Jackson on Instagram. So give me a follow on there, and you can get in on these sort of things. King Yeshua _777 and Belle and Isabel ask how to stay consistent and grow as a Christian. Now, I answered this a little bit on my Instagram, but just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background right now, I am having a very hard time staying consistent right now. My workload has really ramped up as of late. I'm really focusing on basketball and working out, as well as I'm going to be working now, and I also am trying to make sure that I keep up with you guys and at least post 1 to 2 videos a week. So it's been really hard, the busier that I've gotten, to really be consistent in spending my time with God. And I think that what I really need to do, and what I'm going to start implementing, is when we make appointments throughout the day, like say you have a doctor's appointment, you're not going to blow that off because it's a priority and you know that it's something that you have to do, that you need to do. So one thing that I've done in the past that's really helped me is make appointments with God. So say, okay, at 9:30 a.m. or, you know, some of you people are crazy and you wake up at like 6 a.m. I've talked to some of my subscribers and y'all are just crazy like that. But if you wake up that early, then let's say at 6:30 a.m. I have an appointment to meet with God, and I'm going to take some time to, and it doesn't have to just be reading your Bible. Now, I do think that we should read our Bibles every day because I think it's the baseline that we should fall back on. It's the real, it's the heart of our faith, I believe, is really staying in His Word, in God's Word. But yeah, just take the time to do some worship, to read the Bible, to maybe listen to a sermon. And I think that you'll, number one, start the day off on the right foot. And number two, I think that you'll start to find yourself getting closer to God, and perhaps you'll find that consistency that you struggle with. So I'm just going to be saying account names. I don't know everybody's first name. Some of you I've talked to more than others, but just excuse me if I don't recall your name off the top of my head. Asks how to navigate change / the unexpected or divine detours, as she mentioned in her devotional. So the unexpected divine detours, well, first and foremost, we have to make sure that we prepare ourselves for the worst, and hopefully the best happens, if that makes any sense. So like, for instance, when we talk about a post-tribulation as opposed to a pre-tribulation rapture, I believe in, I don't 100% say that either way is wrong, but I'm going to prepare like there is going to be a post-tribulation rapture. So if I'm prepared for a post-tribulation rapture, and I'm prepared for a lot of stuff to go down, if I'm prepared to die for my faith, but Jesus comes back and sweeps me up into heaven instead, then that's totally fine with me. Please do that. Please do that. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm going to be ready for it. I believe that the same thing applies to just every point in our lives. If you look at somebody like Paul, who really went through it, he was really persecuted for his faith. And I think that part of the reason that he was able to have that kind of joy and be prepared for that was because he knew that he was going to be persecuted for his faith. He knew that it was going to be suffering, that there was going to be suffering involved. And as he said, to live is Christ and to die is gain. So he went into things with the proper expectations, and so he thrived in that divine detour. Okay, this next one is from Nissy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's not an American name, and my Western self is, uncultured, so please forgive me. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But Nissy says, waiting upon God in the period of wanting. And I am going to be completely honest. I'm in a period of wanting right now. I want a lot of different things. I would love for this channel to blow up, just to have a reliable income source in general. I would love to find a godly Christian relationship with a beautiful woman. I would love to be able to coach kids and teach kids how to play basketball and just to kind of be a mentor like others were to me. So there are a lot of things, and I think I was telling my mom literally last night that I feel like my life is kind of on hold right now. And it's agonizing to feel that way, like you're waiting for your life to begin. Just make sure that in this time of waiting and in this time of wanting, that we don't miss some of the things that God has for us in this time. And I think I've talked about it in other videos. I think that sometimes God leaves us in a situation of wanting and in a situation where we're waiting so that we can figure something out. And we might not necessarily get out of that situation until we learn what God's trying to teach us. So, the old adage, be careful what you pray for, you might just get it. Well, the old cliche is be real careful about praying for patience, because God just might give it to you, and He might not give it to you in the way that you were necessarily wanting. But yeah, just make sure that we stay in the moment. Don't waste your life. Don't spend your life wishing for future parts of your life. Don't just enjoy the moment that you're in right now, because I can tell you there are going to be years from now when stuff really hits the fan, or even just when we're older, where we're going to wish, wow, it really would feel awesome to be 21 years old again. So just try to make sure that we don't take this time for granted. Okay, so I had a few subscribers ask this question, both Fallon and it's Sunmi or Sunmi. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or just tell me which one is correct. How to find good Christian friends. And I'm going to pair this one with how to remain connected to Christ in college. So when I was in college and I played college basketball, I had a lot of teammates that were into some not particularly Christian things. And so being away from home and living on my own for the first time really in my life, I found out the hard way that being really removed from all of your good Christian influences will slowly wear on you. Just like the experiment that was done a long time ago, putting I believe it's a toad or a frog in a pot of water and just slowly heating it. It's not going to realize just how hot it is until it's just boiled and dead. So the same thing happens when you take a Christian out of that Christian environment and put them around a bunch of people that are more of the secular persuasion. Then slowly over time, without us even realizing it, we're drifting further and further from God. And that's why we need Christian community. So if your campus has a campus crusade, or for me, I was looking for a fellowship of Christian athletes. I can't remember if that's the name of it. That might be the name of it. Forgive me if I'm incorrect. But just find a group, find a young adults ministry in the area. It might be a local church, or it might be a school affiliated thing. And just, if you're looking for good Christian friends and you're hanging out at nothing but nightclubs and bars, you're probably not going to find a lot of Christian friends. So just try to think like those potential Christian friends, Where would I be? It's just like fishing, you know? Think where those fish are gonna be. And, you know, you might just find yourself some good Christian friends. Don't do life alone, guys. Make sure that you have a good circle of Christians to do life with, to hold each other accountable, and to encourage each other. Gracie asks, thoughts on famous pastors / navigating what our pastors say, making sure it's biblically based. Okay, so I have a lot of strong thoughts on this. Particularly for a lot of famous pastors, it is incredibly tempting to water down the message. And so you'll see a lot of pastors out there that will not take a really hard stance on things today. And one of the things that really bothers me about famous pastors is that they tend to take the really controversial things, the things that are going on right now, the things that the church really needs to know about, that the church really needs to be able to address from a biblical standpoint, and they just completely run away from it. And so, you know, I'm not saying that listening to famous pastors that automatically disqualifies you or that they're somehow lesser, but just be really, really careful only listening to the ones that have had a real taste of success, because I can tell you that, you know, that success can easily become an idol. And, you know, the way that you know that something is becoming an idol is when that starts to take precedence over what you feel like God has called you to do. And I think that some of these messages out there that might kind of ruffle some feathers, might kind of irritate some people, maybe make them lose some membership. I believe that these pastors are a little bit too afraid of losing some of those hangers on if they address those subjects. So you can listen to some famous pastors, and trust me, there are some famous pastors out there that really do not pull any punches. But just make sure that whoever you're listening to, that they can help you through what's going on in the world right now. Now, there are pastors out there that kind of focus only on one thing. So like there will be some pastors that focus primarily on prophecy, or some that focus primarily on just your own personal life and your own personal walk with Jesus. I think that we need to make sure that we have a really strong balance of all of the different kinds of preaching, just to make sure that we're keen on every single subject. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, for all the questions that you guys have asked me, and wonderful things that you've said. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me out and really helps me to support the mission. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I post a video. So anyway, guys, I will see y'all whenever I post next. I appreciate you guys.